defying gravity. Can you stop that waterfall? Pulleys and ratchet straps can make it a one-man, one-woman job. But we have tools for absolutely anything these days. Stopping your own personal waterfall internally. There's a tool for training yourself to do that. There's very good reason why you might want to do that. If you so want, it can help you make a friend slavishly dependent on you. There's like a phallic probe sensor up and down its length that can send information to create graphs for you of your muscle action in that area. This probe inserts into your vagina. Yes, you have got muscles in that area. Maybe news to some of you that consider it the softest of soft tissue. Gentlemen know the release of pressure, the bang of a ratchet strap when you release all those ratchet plateaus built up in the gravity-defying process. This is primarily for a woman's vagina, but that similar muscular control is also for a gentleman's block and tackle. They can string out or delay or more or less duplicate your orgasm from one release of seed, separating fluid and the swimmers that get diluted. It's for the ladies that it gets really interesting. You may not want to give up your power to your sensuality and hormones. Women run the world, but you can multitask so you can keep it in check. Training and knowing those muscles means that you can use them and they can work for you. Oh, I found muscles I didn't know I had. And that sometimes means that you don't do that activity again or so much. But persevere and there's a reward. Those same muscles in your vagina that can stop the waterfall, and their surrounding muscles that you might worry might make you slavishly dependent on the associated hormones, forever seeking that ripple effect. The ripple effect of orgasm that sucks the sperm up into the womb. But using those muscles when your man is inside you can make them slavishly dependent on you. This isn't an overstatement. Of course it will depend on if you've got a drunken fumbler of a man. Do this on top or missionary, or your favourite variation other. Wallace Simpson, Prince of Wales, Edward, the Nazi sympathisers or spy. I'm sure it's not the first time the King of England has been made a cuckold of. Wallace Simpson being a bigamist might be some brand of feminism, of having a bit of what you're subjected to. Wallace Simpson practised the skills, the technique, the art of Pompior. A French word coming from a corruption of a place in southern India, a particular maharajah's harem set community, how to become the favourite concubine. I am deliberately mixing my oriental geography just like they did in the fin de Siecle, from middle to far east. This is exotic stuff. In the 1920s, the Jewish and episcopal heritage Wallace Simpson was winding up her affair with an Argentine to follow her husband to the Far East, where she toured China and met Mussolini's son-in-law and Prime Minister. He botched abortion, from which left her infertile. The British have an official China dossier of her sexual and criminal exploits. It wasn't just the Chinese phrase for "boy, pass me the champagne" that she learnt there. Madame Wellington Koo introduced her to brothels where she was taught the Singapore grip. Sort of an internal vagina handshake, but with much more than even Freemason complexity. Pelvic floor exercises similar to Kepler technique. This was a significant factor in Edward abdicating his throne for her, an old-fashioned power technique that was being discussed in some of the salons of Paris when a prior Prince of Wales was visiting them, had his chair crafted to enable access all areas. This at a time when British ladies were almost valued for their naivety, internalising the process of a milkmaid, squeezing, pulsing, locking, gripping, twisting even, to stimulate and pleasure a partner, milking. Rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the pelvic floor muscles, specifically those within the vaginal canal, to create different sensations. To be appreciated, he will want to stay still. For those heightened sensations, endurance probably won't be necessary. India and Japan to Persia, Iran to modern-day Kegel's technique. Ladies of the Devadasi temple during Puranic Hinduism. Dancers, musicians, consorts to temple. Priests and their royal patrons, otherwise celibate, but were an important part of marriage ceremonies, with pabococchesius muscle and levator ani education, as well as dancing. Kabza in the Middle East, holder. It's considered a tantric practice to prolong and intensify intercourse. As well as the sucking muscle, there is expelling, and a lifetime of service to what prays at your temple can leave an old woman with a cervix, the entrance to the womb at the entrance to her vagina, so that her vagina doesn't really exist anymore. A vaginal prolapse. To be a little extreme just for a second. It's not something that an empowered woman or a lesbian should feel that they aren't going to benefit from. The jewel in the crown, India, the British military and government are so concerned about this causing the armed forces to go native that they outlawed that type of temple. Cleopatra knew all about it. Shall we cite Mark Antony as evidence of its potency? Please refer to Wikipedia for photos that I can't show on YouTube.